Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're all feeling well. I decided that I'm going to join today the conversation about how to stop judging and shaming your food choices and your eating. So, if you're joining in, say hi. If you're watching this on a replay, say hi too. Let me know where you're joining in from. And also, if you're having any questions or if you can relate to any of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you today, then I'd really love to hear your side of the story. So I obviously always love to kind of use myself as an example, especially when it comes to judgment and shame that I felt around my food choices, and literally through last 12 years that I've been working with my clients, I have seen it's so common. It's almost kind of deeply ingrained, that judgment and shame we feel about ourselves, about our food choices, but also that judgment and shame that we are passing on to other people by maybe commenting about their food choices or wanting the best for them, giving our opinion and our side of the story, which obviously sometimes can just sound, sometimes our opinions are not invited. And so in this video, I'd like to talk about that. So I want to first talk about how it impacted me and how I see that impacts my clients, is that judgment and shame. So when I've realized that judgment and shame was based on what I was thinking, how other people are going to perceive me, like the food that I was, for example, consuming. If I was going to the shop, I was really terrified of grabbing myself a bar of chocolate because I was really worried that someone else is going to see and they're going to judge me, how I'm eating, and that I should know better and that I should avoid eating certain types of food. And also, I was very, very conscious about how other people will judge me as me in my profession. And I can just say the impact that it had on me, it caused me a lot of anxiety. It caused me a lot of shame, that I never felt like whatever I was doing was never right and never good enough. But that was really interesting, that I could see that pattern, how I was seeing food and myself in relation to food, that it was basically transferring on all areas of my life. So how I'm helping my clients and how I helped myself to stop feeling that shame and judgment that I was putting towards myself, is that I started educating myself so I can educate others, that shame and judgment is coming from the desire to do something good, to do something well for us. So all my intention was always, I want to feel well and I want to be healthy. But in what I was thinking, that it was making me feel well and healthy, was always the extremes. So as most of you know, that kind of we are all kind of bombarded. You should stop eating sugar. You should stop eating processed foods. You should stop doing this and that. And I think that we are all so now highly sensitive to information, that everything is banned. But you probably ask yourself, but what is allowed? What can I actually eat to feel well? And what I've realized, that look, when we're kind of practicing the balance, or let's say everything in moderation. I even seen someone recently saying that everything in moderation is kind of just an excuse because you want to have comfort. But in my experience, I have seen that when you start practicing things, like especially when it comes to your food, but you pay attention, why do you eat certain types of food? Because I always see that eating certain types of food is serving the purpose of, for example, maybe to make you feel grounded, maybe to feel calmer, maybe to feel more content, maybe to feel a sense of joy, or maybe you just love that taste, and why that just wouldn't be good enough. So what I realized in kind of really long process of understanding the mindset, especially when it comes to food, like mindset around food, is, can you trust yourself that you can make a judgment that your own food choices are good enough? So that you might want to improve certain things, but what about what you're currently doing is good enough and is serving some types of purpose? I know lots of people are kind of getting confused about that, but that is kind of understanding that every single thing, every single choice that you make is based on information that you currently have, and also on the, on the drivers and the things that are kind of underneath, or for example subconscious, that is kind of controlling, or maybe like the habits that you've kind of created across the lifetime, like eating certain types of food. So I just think that every single one of you, or every single one of us, should really find peace with whatever you are choosing is good enough for this moment in time. But also, what I've seen, that we are very often very, very reactive. So if you catch yourself wanting something, or food is around you, you're literally immediately react and eat. And what I've noticed, and that I've seen, and I've practiced it now for quite a few years, is that I pause. And I really make a conscious, sometimes I make unconscious decision, but that's okay. But very often, and more often I do it, I catch myself that I am pausing and just asking myself a question. Do I want to eat this because I need to feel calmer, or is that because of the stress, or because I just enjoy the taste? Or do I really want to eat that type of food that is just in front of me, or the food that maybe I'm going to get it? And just making that conscious decision, what is right thing to do in that moment in time, and be okay with that, has brought me so much peace. So my question to you is, how can you actually find out the information uh, that you need to feel at peace with your food choices, or to be okay that no matter what you already consume, is, that you can literally just pack it up, let it go, and move on from there? Or do you catch yourself that you're getting really caught up into it? For example, you consume something but you know that you should not be eating, because you've set yourself certain rules and expectations. And if you break that expectation, or the rule that you've put on yourself, do you get caught up that actually it's really spinning in your head for a really, really long period of time? That can be, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, it can be hours, and sometimes days. And that is the thing that I'm saying, it's always way more damaging than if you just consume, you be at peace with it, and just move on into like living your life as you normally would. So I just think it's like, when it comes to food and food choices, it's really important that you kind of get towards the information, that you feel reassured that you can trust your own instincts, that it's nothing wrong about eating any types of foods that you want to eat. And also, how can you improve the trust in yourself that what you're doing is good enough for this moment in time? And just maybe seeing, what is that actually, those little changes that you can start implementing into your life to actually benefit you, your overall well-being, joy, but also joy and happiness. So what do you think, where you are right now, so when it comes to judgment and shame that you're putting on yourself right now, is that really intense right now? Is there anything that you can do about it? Is there anything that you're willing to do about it? So if there is anything that's popping up into your mind, make sure you comment below. Let me know your thought process about that. Is there something that you're experiencing, and is there something that you would like to overcome? So for now, these are kind of my thoughts, and I kind of just really want to share with you that what I really, really believe in. I really believe that it doesn't matter where you are right now, that you can really learn to live life in a different way, to create different patterns, to create different habits, to create a different mindset. And when you are just willing to give a try, that all those good things are going to start happening for you. But the thing is just don't give up. Make sure you're going to the direction, to the information that you need, and to find that peace. And what I like, always like to feel empowered that you are the one who is choosing what is the best for you. And then literally from there, everything is just going to be much easier ride than it is right now. Anyway, so this is it for now. Do make sure the comments, let me know in the comments below If you're having any questions, to give me a shout, or if you want to get in touch, just make sure you DM me. So for now, sending you lots of love, stay strong, and you've got this.